My name is Theresia Kittel, and I was born in Austria to a farmer's family as the oldest of 8 children, a Catholic family. And I was always very religious while growing up, and I loved the religion class. And then we had especially one priest, Pater Alexander. He read us many missionary stories. And at one time, also he emphasized those who are very good in playing ball and are very dynamic, those people make good missionaries. And he asked us, do you think you would be a good missionary? And I was convinced, yes, I would be a good missionary. And this never left my mind for the whole teenage years. This was just in grade school. So always I had this idea to prepare myself to be a missionary, and I thought this is the way to serve God and humanity in the best way. So actually, I studied nursing because I thought also that would be useful for being a missionary in a developing country. But during my studies, my sister, who was 17 years old, died in a car accident. And that was such a big shock for my parents. And then when I was close to finishing my nursing studies, I was thinking, if I go now to a faraway country, it would be so stressful for my parents. I better learn another language first and prepare myself in this way for being a missionary rather than going right away to a developing country. And I became an au pair girl in Belgium where I could learn French. And there, soon, somebody witnessed to me from the Unification Church. They called it the Unified Family. And True Father came to Paris and convinced me through his speaking, through his talk, that he is the Messiah. I had just heard all the divine principle, but I had not been waiting for the Messiah. So it helped me a lot that I was able to meet True Father in person in France and to decide to follow the Messiah, to follow True Parents. And I was invited to move in the center. So now I realize that already started my missionary life. And as soon as my spiritual mother, we got back from visiting with True Father in France, we went out witnessing every day on the street of Brussels, in the center of Brussels called Rue Neuve. And we just went up and down the street. And we would ask people what they think is the purpose of life, especially young people. We would try to find people who are walking alone, not in groups, and young people. And this is the way how I found most of my spiritual children, actually. Just inviting them, those who are interested, to come to our center and to participate in an introductory lecture, or even we would already take them to a coffee shop right on the street there if they didn't have time to come all the way to our center, and give them the introduction. And if they had more time, we taught them about the principle of creation and even the fall of man. But it was a very good system we had set up. We would bring them to our center, then take them to the workshop and teach them all the divine principle. And I feel, especially right after being new in the Family Federation And right away, starting teaching the divine principle and witnessing, it's a very good way to grow spiritually quickly. So, yeah, I did. I stayed for 5 years in Belgium, and I was assisting the national leader a lot. It's a small country, and her husband, she had been blessed in the meantime. He was a UTS graduate who had been assigned to Boise, Idaho, a country in the western part of America. And they did not have many members there. So our leader asked me to go to America to assist her husband. And during that time, I could learn English, which was very good preparation for my blessing with my husband, because within 1 year, the two parents called us to the New Yorker hotel in New York for the matching. And I was together with maybe 2,000-3,000 people in the grand ballroom in the New Yorker hotel. And pretty much in the back. And it was already past midnight. And True Father was at first matching those who had a birthday that day. And after that, he asked the missionaries to stand up, the sisters on one side and the brothers on the other side. And then True Mother had just come in, and I was looking at True Mother because I had not seen True Mother in a long time. And all of a sudden, I saw some people raising their hand, and I thought, oh, True Father must have asked who wants to be matched to a missionary. And I had never thought about True Father asking this question, because I had heard True Father asks who wants to be matched with a Japanese or a Korean, and I was not particularly interested in being matched with a Korean or Japanese. But I thought, oh wow, that is for me. I want to be a missionary. So I raised my hand, and right away True Father came and asked me to come out, and he took me by the arm like this, and he had another German sister also by her arm, and then he moved forward with us, and he pushed me to the first brother in line, which is my husband. Yeah, so this is how I became a missionary for life with my husband. I joined him in 1985 in Sri Lanka at that time. He had become a regional director in Asia, and there was more religious freedom in Sri Lanka than in Pakistan. So he had moved to Sri Lanka. And I could see right away when I landed in Sri Lanka and when we went to the center, there were many, many small huts on both sides of the street, and it's not like a Western country at all. And there were the Japanese missionaries there. And then, we started our witnessing and our work in Sri Lanka, inviting guests for our Sunday service. And over the years, I have been a missionary with my husband in Sri Lanka and in India. They all together 5 years in Sri Lanka and India, and 10 years in Nepal. And in the meantime also, our Heavenly Parent blessed us with 2 daughters, even though at first we had a difficult time to conceive children in India. And actually for that purpose, my husband gave up his mission for some time, and we moved to America, to UTS, where he actually was able to complete his studies for his bachelor's degree. Then in theology, he became a reverend, a master's in theology, and then ultimately a doctoral degree at the University of Bridgeport. So also that shows us Heavenly Parent is so faithful. He gives to us much more than we can ever give to Him.